So I've already made 2 TEMU videos on tools. I found that many of them are great deals. Some of them are complete counterfeits, and some are just decent, for the price. It seems like some of the prices may be coming up a little bit more, but as I've also said in some of my other videos, there has been things that I have found on TEMU that I could not find other places. So I've got another order here. Let's see, this one's packaged up a little bit different. We're in like a big Ziploc bag now. So I have just a few items today. I don't have as many as I normally buy. A lot of them work together, so I'm going to kind of go through, open them up, show you what I got, and then we're going to use them real quick, and that way we can see how well they work. We've got some of this double-sided tape. We'll check that out, see how well that holds up. This right here, I'm excited about. These 2 here is going to go with that. And this, I don't remember what it is, so it's probably nothing big. These are just some little LED, hallway lights, so that you can just plug them in and then they come on. Again, we'll see how well those work. All right, we're going to test all that little stuff out of the way. It's always a bunch of things you can get just for a couple of dollars, and it's nice. But these are the ones that I really wanted to kind of check out. So this here, first thing is a set of 14-inch locking shelf brackets. Now these things are really nice to have. I built a outfeed table before for my table saw with this type of bracket. They mount on and then they come up here and lock. So those are really nice. They're nice and powder coated. Got a nice action to them. Got a good secure lock. These are 14 inches long, so you can have something out 2 foot and it'll still lock right into place. Now then, I just need to find a wall that I can mount this to, and we can check it out and see how well this thing's going to work. Okay, so I don't have a lot of places here with a flat wall to mount this, but I want to kind of test it out, see how well it does work. So I'm just going to shoot that little laser across there. This is just 1/2-inch OSB board, so I don't know just how much that's going to hold anyway, but we'll try it out and see. All right, there's one screw. Just try to get it somewhat level here. Okay. All right. Nice and solid little table there. Folds flat. And then when you need a table, just grab it, pull it up. So let's go see if I can find something to put on here and test how strong this thing is. All right, this is about one of the heaviest tools I want to go grab. This thing's over 40 pounds. It's one of those old school welders. Oh heck, that didn't budge at all. So what else we can find? All right, so I got almost a full 40-pound bag of texture. Like I say, this thing is rock solid. So, it's actually a lot stronger than what I was expecting it. Hell, a regular shelf probably, would be putting it kind of to the limit, on a 14-inch shelf like that, because we got about 60 pounds there. And like I say, that's good and solid. So, completely happy with those brackets. This right here, I'm expecting to probably have an hour or 2 or more of work, but we're going to test them out and see how well it goes. So this is a humongous set of chisels. So right off the bat, these are looking pretty nice. But just like with any chisel, when you first get it, you're going to have to flatten the back and then sharpen them. I don't care, almost any of the non-super expensive chisels, you're going to have to work on. So we're going to check these out, see how flat they are, and just how much work it takes to get a good sharp point on the edge of them. I just kind of want to see where I'm at to begin with on some of these bigger ones. So again, that one's pretty good. It's all around here, it's hitting. We just got a little low spot right there in that middle. Yeah, I had expected from the get-go to have to take an hour or two, with these chisels. So that one, we got a little spot right there and a little right there. But basically, it looks like once I get these machine marks out of here, so the backs will be nice and flat, and then we'll have to get my thing out the front and check, our angle here. Let's just do it by hand real quick and see how flat that front is. And we're looking pretty good there. There's still some little tool marks where this was ground. So it's not 100% polished and finished from the get-go, but they're already very, very, very sharp. This curve, pattern here, these grooves, now that went all the way through the blade. Now the blade itself, when I measured on some of these bigger ones, it was almost, this right here was not a 90. So these are metric, so maybe they do them different in metric, but I wanted mine to be a 90. And as you see, when I was sharpening here, to get all the buffing all out, you can see right there, I've got it where the point is at my 30-degree angle, but I was having to take a lot of metal off to get it completely down. But I've got a lot of bite here before I get to my edge. And now I've just kind of quickly, well, I say quickly, I've been working as 12 of them, so I've been working on this a couple hours, getting them all buffed down and get them smooth. And this one here, I've hit it down with some 6,000. And now this is Purple Heart, which is some of the hardest wood I've got here in the shop. And let's see. So this is this, I don't know, Gerbstech or whatever, and I had seen some good reviews on these, and then I had a set of these. They look like the identical same exact set of chisels. The metal is the same metal as these ones I've been using, and it holds a very sharp point for a very long time. This one's polished down to 6,000 grit. So for the price, I don't think that there's anything that's coming anywhere close to this. And in this little package here is what I was the most excited about. I had two in my cart, I should have got two. What this is it's a guide template for your router. That way we can put it on here and make all of our different curves. And then these right here are some big router bits. Again, so far I've bought many router bits there from TEMU. I think every order I've had a couple of router bits, just because, I mean, some of their bits are literally a couple of dollars, $2 or $3, and all of them have worked really well so far. This one right here is almost like a helical cutter, flush cut with the bearing top and bottom. So this one here, I forget, is say on here is about a 2-inch. Yeah, ½ inch by 19 by 65. So that's 65 millimeters. So I believe that's going to be right at 2 inches. And then here's a very similar router bit. Now these are some of the more expensive router bits that I've seen on TEMU. And then this one here is the same thing, except for it is 45 millimeters long. All right, so here's a close-up. I didn't count the number of cutters, but man, that is a pretty bit. All right, so I don't know which one I'm more impressed with. I haven't done any sanding or anything on this. Now you see it did leave 2 tiny lines, barely able to see them. But if you hit that with a piece of sandpaper, probably you hit it with your hand and that would take that right out. So, man, that was freaking quick. That router bit just was as smooth as butter, cutting this 2+ inch board. Very impressed with that. Now, this came with enough screws that you can put a screw into every hole. And what I was noticing, I was like, oh, I got screws. But, so we're at 6.75, so that's a 1/4 inch. So basically, the very tip of that screw is sticking out a 1/4 inch when you screw it all the way in. So these little holes here are going to be a 1/4 inch deep. So that would be something either I would have to put on the back side, or would have to fill those and then sand and paint. Or like on this case here with this board, I haven't even planed it yet. So once I planed it down, I would probably get out a lot of these holes. But yeah, this works. I don't know which one I like better, this router guide or that router bit. And now I've got this one here, and it's just because these is such a hunk of steel here that I can use this on my 1 inch, 1.5 inch boards, and then I can save that one for these 2-inch boards, 2 1/4 inch. That way, I've got a good sharp blade when I'm doing those big boards, because these helical cutters are just amazing. And I've got another one, but it's a lot bigger around. With these being smaller around, when you're doing patterns, you're able to get into a tighter space. And then also, it's not as heavy, so it's not near about as intimidating in the router with this one spinning around as those big heavy ones. All right, so we got this, I don't know, it's a reusable alien tape. And something I found is that it needs to be on a smooth surface somewhat. It doesn't really stick that well to wood or anything that's dusty. So, but yeah, very good little mounting tape. If you needed to mount some pictures or something on the walls and frames, but you didn't want to mess up your sheetrock. Because the good thing about this particular type of tape is, even though it holds pretty strong, that once you get through with it, you can just basically rub it and it'll come off without leaving any kind of residue and without messing up your paint or your sheetrock. Supposedly, if you pull it off gently, you can wash it and reuse it, but I'm not going to worry about trying to reuse it. All right, as you can see, the shop is an absolute mess. I've been testing out these tools, because I don't want to tell you something's good if it doesn't work. But really, those router bits, they really are some great bits. 25 bucks, whatever it was. We'll put the price up on the screen. You can't go wrong there. You know, the 12 pack of chisels, you know, for that price, you know, you're not going to get maybe one or two high-end chisels, but these things seem to work really well. You know, just be aware it's going to take you some time to get them sharpened up good. But as you see, Purple Heart's one of the hardest wood, and it just, you know, made some like, I don't know, like a birthday present over there. Just be sure, you know, make your little guide up and get you a sharpener. You know, TEMU is good for like little stuff like this, you know, these little lights. Again, we're gonna put all the prices up there. You know, this mountain tape. I didn't really test this out. This is just some kind of gooey stuff, you know, you stick in the corners, get the sawdust out. I mean, it was $1 or something like that. You know, I mean, a couple of dollars here and there. That little bracket down there, I mean, that thing's holding 60 pounds. You know, it can hold that all day long, but then it'll fold out of the way. You know, that's a great little bracket. You know, these things, it's nice just to have some of them around the shop, and at the prices that we're getting them for right now at TEMU, you know, might as well go ahead and grab some stuff up. It does seem to me like the prices are starting to creep up a little bit. So if you're thinking about getting on the TEMU wagon, it might be a good time to go ahead and get started. But if you have any questions, definitely let me know. Be happy to, you know, have a conversation with you in the comments. Until next time, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening.